late-night ferries bring the overseas competitors for the 1971 Gala Circuit of Ireland. There's an 11-strong contingent from Sweden, among them Per Walfridsson, Volvo, and Per Eklund, Saab, winner of the year's Norwegian Winter Rally. Seeded number 1 is Chris Slater in the Withers-entered RS 1600 Escort. And there's an Alpine for Nigel Hollier. There are 2 Dutch entries. And from Peru, Henry Bradley, winner of the 1970 Caminos del Inca. That would hardly pass the scrutineers, but all the others do. There's Slater. Scrutineering is on the day of the start. Lights, crash helmets, horns, wipers, and that's about it. Is that an invitation? Paddy has a word with Jimmy Buller, the reigning motoring news champion.
Jimmy, this is a little bit different from your usual form of Saturday night entertainment. Why this marathon?
Well, who tells you what I do on Saturday night, anyway?
Well, a little birdie told me that you won something like a motoring news championship by doing Saturday night rallies.
Yeah, well, this usually occupies my Saturday night, but I think that this Circuit of Ireland is a full international rally. It's a home international, very convenient to do being Easter weekend, and nothing like that, we thoroughly enjoy it.
There was a convenient registration for Roy Fiddler.
Roy, what brings you back to Ireland?
Well, it must be the girls and the Guinness, I should think. That's the proper thing. But the rally I've done for 5 or 6 years, and I really do like it. It's different, isn't it? It's all the tarmac stages. It's more like an Alpine, I think.
But it's going to be a new experience for Henry Bradley.
This is your first time here for the circuit.
Yes, it's my first time in Europe.
How is the car?
The car is all right. We just bought about 4 or 5 days ago, and the car is very standard, so it's got to be very reliable. And the only thing we're looking forward is to finish the race.
Adrian Boyd's navigator is Beattie Crawford, and if anybody knows the road, he does.
Beattie, although no practice seems allowed on this rally, which I think is a good thing, do you think that being a local helps?
I don't think it makes it any faster over a stage. In fact, it may slow it, because I may feel that I know a band and I'm completely wrong, and if I slow it down, in that respect it doesn't. But
do you pass any information on to Adrian?
very rarely, and usually I just sit there and keep quiet.
Chris, what would it mean to you to win this rally?
Well, it would certainly be the best thing that would have happened to me.
Well, last year you won the RAC Rally Championship in a Mini. This entry is dominated by Ford. Do you think the Mini has a winning chance?
Well, this rally is a lot of tight, twisty lanes. If you make a mistake, you can turn the car around quite quickly and get back on the right route. I think I've stand a chance, certainly. It'd be nice to beat you.
It's a busy period for Paddy. If he isn't interviewing, he's being interviewed. It doesn't leave much time for the pleasanter things of life. But he survives. The Governor of Northern Ireland does his own scrutineering before the first of the 187 starters gets onto the rally. It's just before 8 o'clock on Good Friday, and the evening shadows are falling. Slater, number 1. And in hot pursuit, Paddy Hopkirk in one of the camera cars. 5 times winner himself. It's just like old times. Adrian Boyd, number 2. Barry Lee, escort. Nigel Hollier, Alpine. Per Eklund, Saab. Henry Bradley, RS 1600. .187 is a lot of motors, and by the time the later numbers get away, it starts with a 40-odd mile drive down the motorway to special stage number 1. Stage 1, 23 miles in length, is called the Sweater, and it lives up to its name. Adrian Boyd is 5th fastest. Barry Lee, first. Collier beats them all. There's Kulang, Opal. Carl Curley of Ireland, fourth fast. And Roy Fiddler. Stages are against podium with a time control before each. They're tight, with road averages leaving little time for service. John Bloxham, 16, rolls his escort out of the rally on stage 1. The long entry list means the early numbers are a good few stages ahead of the others. And on 8, Adrian Boyd, third overall, breaks the throttle cable. Minutes and maximum points are lost. A depressing first night for the 1960 winners. At the petrol stop control close to the border with the Irish Republic, Hollier is, as predicted, in the lead, with Slater second. Fiddler, Folks, and Kulang come next. The border check is virtually non-existent for the rally cars. The mist is coming up badly, and there are 5 more stages, including the infamous Sally Gap, before breakfast. On Glenas Mole, Collier goes out. Dawn now, and Barry Lee on stage 13. Slater now leads overall. BMW is about to hit a rock and retire. Kulang is third fastest on the stage. Eklund has the same time as Fiddler. And here is Roy. 13's unlucky for car 13. Henry Bradley loses spark and gets a maximum penalty of 51 points, the equivalent of 4.5 minutes. 47 cars don't make it to the breakfast halt in Carlow. Overall, it's Slater, Fiddler, Coleman, Curley, Kulang, and Eklund. Adrian Boyd freshens up and wonders if his loss on stage 8 is too much to make up. And now Slater leads the field away for the 7 more stages before the first night stop in Killarney across the other side of the Emerald Isle. Even between stages, the pressure is on. For in the circuit, only 15 minutes lateness is allowed, and there's service begun. In front is Barry's twin cam. Stage 14 develops into a real wheels-off affair. Out here, and 3 stages later, number 24, Bean, is another casualty. Kulang goes on the next. Coleman, number 25, will be second in Killarney. Paddy Hopkirk is still pushing the camera car around, and in this company, pushing is the operative word. This is stage 18. It's good to see that the later starters are still driving with determination. And that number 200 lives on to do the shopping. Stage 19 is a real ding-dong, and the bell clangs for some of them at a hairpin near the end. Here's Slater. Boy, this is one Beattie Crawford does remember. The front wheelers should have been okay, but some come a bit unstuck.
This is the sort of thing that makes the circuit unique. Because of the no practicing rule, even the top drivers have more real moments in this than any other rally. I know I've had my heart in my mouth more times than I care to remember.
And so on to Killarney, with a few inevitable hold-ups on the way. But at least there's a night in bed in prospect. Slater is 5 minutes ahead of Coleman, and Boyd, who's caught up over a minute, is now only just about 21 seconds behind in third. Kerry is fourth. Only 20 minutes service is allowed before Park Felney. What are Slater's tactics?
Can I ask you how you're going to play it from here on?
Well, I was talking to Martin about this. Everybody seems to be going just as fast, so I think we've got to carry on.
And at 7 o'clock next morning, they do just that on the famous Mole's Gap stage. At the top, Barry Lee's in trouble with a coil lead-off. Valuable time is lost, but the getaway is far from spectacular. The first part of the stage is A-road tarmac. But up here, the sparks are flying. Paddy has a go with a Swedish Toyota. In a 1600 GT, that's not bad.
Well, it's always easier to follow the brake lights as the man in front. The surface here is like sandpaper anyhow, and most of the drivers are on racing tires. This Mole's Gap stage really sets the pace for the Sunday run.
Jerry Ford's on fire. Officially, he's out of the rally, but on the Sunday, you can take part again for a separate prize. It's not serious, and the kindly fire extinguisher isn't really needed. Carl Curley, ahead there, is in gearbox trouble. He gets through the day without losing his fourth position overall, but it's only the dedicated service of his crew that keeps him mobile. Now the famous Cod's Head. Cod's Head is a twisty down, a rapid climb, and an even more twisty descent to the sea. Paddy shows us what it's like.
It's another of the traditional stages. It's on a real foreen. That's Irish for a little twisty road. There are patches of loose surface, and it's here that you really miss having pace notes. This is part of the famous Ring of Kerry, and it's right along the Atlantic coast, but only the tourists have time to look. So far, Boyd has won every stage today. He's second now, nibbling at Slater's lead. It's a great day for the Irish, all right.
And so the day goes on, with Slater and Boyd pulling out a bigger and bigger lead over the others. This is the well-remembered Healy Pass. Hairpin after hairpin, a sort of Irish Stelvio. Slater loses another 4 seconds to Boyd on this. And here is Boyd. Lee is trying hard to catch them up. Now Roy Fiddler. Henry Bradley's in Andy's form. Coleman is now third overall. Robin Air Monsell spins on Healy every year, but never near a camp. But soon Roy Fiddler's out with no drive belt for his cam. At the typical Kerry town of Kenmare, the service boys and girls are hard at work. "29 is the roughest, yumpiest of the whole rally.
The surface is about the loosest too, but the weather's been unusually fine, so the slides are more or less predictable. It was a jump like that put me on my roof in 1966, and it didn't do the Mini any good at all. Pace notes would be nice to have on this sort of stage, but believe me, it's a lot more scary without.
Back in Killarney, Adrian Boyd, fastest on every stage of the Kerry ring, has rested over 2.5 minutes back from Slater and won the day's special prize. Slater is less than 3 minutes up now. Eckland's bodywork is not so hot. He's driven the last 5 stages on only 2 gears. Kelly's gearbox is even sadder. And with body damage penalties, some could kick themselves. Joe Robinson leads the ladies. And however much he costs, Roy is out. And it's party time again. The circuit is the sort of rally everybody sets out to enjoy. And if you're not in with a chance of winning, this is why. The Sabbath in Killarney is the high spot, but next morning, oh, the noise. This is stage 32, and it spells the beginning of the end for Carl Curley and farewell to Bradley's chances when he clobbers the bank. They can't all be circuit victims. More a tribute to the Irish love of historic wrestling. One corner on this stage leads to a lot of Paddy-type moments. Loses a spring, which throws him down for a stage or two. And Boyd starts 38, 1 minute, 18 seconds in the lead. Barry Lee is 15 minutes down. There's Slater, still in Springbok. And study in tire performance. Oh dear. Jill Robinson, ladies' leader, is out just before Galway. Before the tea break, Slater fixes his two rear springs. He's back in the lead again, after a loose coil lead cost Boyd 2 minutes later on in stage 38. So it's all wide open again, with Coleman only 4 minutes behind. After tea comes stage 39 in typical Connemara countryside. Loose stone walls, peat bogs, cottages and all. Here comes Paddy in hot pursuit of Vard's Porsche. Not bad for a 1600 GT.
Well, the only reason I could get on close terms here is that Vard's shockers have had it. Watch the dust go up as he nearly loses it braking for that 90 right. Here again, his moment gives me a clue of what to expect. And spare a thought for poor Neil Kennedy, who sits quietly through it all, driving the camera. Just watch those shockers nod. Who says the circuit is kind to cars? Even so, I'd have expected better from a Porsche.
But all their efforts are of no avail, for Butler's Capri crashes back.
Good boy.
For his co-driver, it's a hospital job. Fortunately, not serious, but it does mean cancelling the stage. So those who've not risked life and limb on one of the trickiest bits of all meander slowly down. It's darkening now as they start on the beginning of the last night, stage 43, Loch na Fui. During the night, Slater, having increased his lead, loses it again in a minor prank. And when the cars reach Atlantic Drive just before the 3:30 breakfast, he's 40 seconds down on Boyd. The stage is nasty, especially at this hour of the morning.
Yes, this is the time that men, and that includes the drivers, are at their lowest ebb, and it's been a long, long way from Killarney. The lights show how bumpy it is. When I'm competing for roads like this, I use Ron Walton's technique of having one frog pointing upwards so that I can see when braking and the other right down for the barrage. Usually the rally is decided by this time, but this year it's still wide open. I've never seen it so dry and clear up here before.
At breakfast, it's Boyd in front, but now with only 33 seconds over Slater. Billy Coleman is 7 minutes behind the leader, and he's rather tatty, but obviously fast twin cam.
Billy, you're now in third position. Congratulations. How do you rate your chances?
Well, I'll keep pressing to the final special stage anyway, and we'll see what happens.
Good morning, Adrian. Congratulations. I hear you're in the lead. Can you tell me, you've lost 8 minutes, I gather, in this rally altogether through breakdowns. What went wrong?
Well, first of all, we had an accelerator cable break in the middle of a stage, and that cost us 5 minutes. And the next, just not so long ago, we had an ignition lead come off the distributor, which cost us another 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes.
Chris, I hear you've lost your lead. What happened?
About 6 or 7 stages back, tarmac stage ended up with newly surfaced loose trippings on. And we just overdid it and hit a concrete post.
We're going to have to go 10 cents from now on because Chris Slater's not so very far behind us, and, you know, it's still very, very close.
Yes, close indeed, as the cars prepare to set out on the last telling stages of the event. At dawn, Slater is within 20 seconds of Boyd, who goes through first. This is stage 55, and when Slater does come, he's well down on time, and it looks as though he's rolling. Boyd's lead has now grown to 9 minutes. Handsome with only 4 stages to go. Coleman moves up to second overall. 21 seconds up on Slater, now third. Sparrow is fourth. But there's still a lot of fun to come. Why go that way round? '57 is the only forestry stage of the event. Slater is going like a clapper for second place. But there are times when hurry doesn't count. As a result of this, he loses another 20 seconds to Boyd. Not that Boyd's very clever when he gets to the same place. Barry Lee. Eklund has now done 30 stages on his 2 gears, but this is his last. It's a front-wheeler's fiesta. Johnson is fastest on the stage. But a big car, McCartney, puts the 2.5 PI round a treat. Now to the penultimate stage, Tor Head. Slater is the only one to clean it. 5 seconds under, he snatches second place by a gnat's whisker. Boyd doesn't have to hurry. He gives Slater 42 seconds. Barry Lee is 5th overall. Coleman is less than 10 seconds down on Slater. Sparrow, 4th overall. Tor Head is a real killer for the tired driver.
But there's one thing about it, it's still fine. I've never known the circuit like it for weather. It's been perfect all the way.
And so it's on through the final stage to Larne, where the crowds have gathered to see them in. The overall winners, Adrian Boyd and Beattie Crawford, victors again after 11 years. In second place, by only 22 seconds from Billy Coleman in third, Chris Slater and Martin Holmes, after a rally of both triumph and disaster. For the victors, congratulations. But remember the man who might have won.
Chris, very bad luck. What happened?
We just overdid it on a left-hander and went straight off into a ditch with a lot of water. Car was unmarked, but there weren't enough people to pull it out properly, so we had to roll it over its roof, back on its wheels into the field, and then drive it out through the open gate.
Yes, to the winners, the 1971 circuit is by now a great big giggle.
What drive did you have?
Oh, marvellous. The car never really gave us very much trouble.
Adrian, my ambition is to be the first European to win the Safari. What's your ambition now?
to be the first European to win the safari.